So I'd like to share with you a little story. Um, I need to go to a meeting, and I was going to take my bicycle. I was going to cycle there, but when I went into the garage to get it, it had a puncture. So I took my daughter's bicycle. So I cycled. It's not a small bicycle. It's quite a decent sized bicycle. So I just lifted the seat up and cycled to my meeting. And it was in a theatre where I used to work. And I put the bike where I normally put it, and I went inside, and I had to get to another meeting also. So after this one was finished, I went down and I went towards the bicycle, and and the lock, there was something wrong with the lock, and I couldn't figure it out. I slightly moved it, but it wasn't moving, so I was pulling. I was using all my strength to pull the lock, and it just was not moving. And there was something strange that the red of the numbers on the lock there was something about them that they were a little bit brighter, but I didn't pay much attention. I started to figure out, what am I going to do? I need to get my bike back for my daughter. I need to get this meeting. Maybe I can ask the techie guys on the part of the stage crew to come and use one of their tools to rip open the lock or something. And I was trying to figure out all sorts of solutions as my mind became more and more panicked and overwhelmed with the possibility that I've just busted my daughter's bike, and I was also stuck to get to my next meeting. And then I would breathe, and then I'd go back and I would pull even harder. I thought, more strength. Maybe it would just suddenly click in, and it just was not moving. And I stood back for a moment. And as I stood back, I saw, just a few bicycles down, the same bike, the same color, the same lock. But it wasn't my daughter's bike. So I go over to the right bike, and I put in the code, and it unlocks. And I look at the code, the numbers, and they're a little bit more worn out than the ones on the other bike. But I was so focused, especially when it started to move slightly, so focused on trying to achieve that goal of freeing the bike, that that little voice in me was saying, the numbers are just a little bit brighter. I didn't listen to those words that my inner voice was saying. And I rode away and got to the meeting on time. But it was very interesting as a kind of life metaphor that everything can be right. Everything. It can seem like the right place, the right time. But if the details aren't correct, if it truly isn't your bike, then it's very hard to get a move on in life. So, there you go. Something to think about.